Hey everyone, welcome back to the Thinking Crypto channel, your home for crypto news and interviews. Big news today, guys. We have Bitcoin's price pullback along with the rest of the crypto market. I want to talk about both the micro and macro. If we're still on track, I want to answer those questions for you. And we're also going to talk about Chairman Powell, head of the Fed. He just got nominated by Biden to do the job again, guys. What does that mean? More money printing, more inflation, and this will drive more people into the crypto asset class, as we've already seen the trend of that happening. We're also going to talk about Citibank. They're hiring about 100 employees to, guess what? Meet the needs and demand of crypto. Very bullish. I want to give you the details there. We also have different CEOs in the crypto industry are going to be meeting in front of Congress in early December, guys. This is important, and we want to watch this. I think you're going to have a lot of folks participating, most likely Coinbase CEO, maybe the CEO of Ripple. Many folks are going to be participating here, guys. And I think this is an important milestone because I think we're going to see more engagement, more of folks in Congress being put on the hot seat to pass crypto regulations. We're also going to talk about Algorand and Nike in the metaverse and much more. Before we get to it, please go ahead and hit the thumbs up button, leave a comment below, and hit the subscribe button if you're new here. It helps support the channel and it doesn't cost you anything. Guys, this video is brought to you by OKCoin Crypto Exchange, where you can buy, sell, and trade your favorite cryptocurrencies and you don't have to pay high fees. OKCoin charges low fees. You can also stake your crypto and keep 100% of the rewards. There are no fees charged for staking, so be sure to sign up, link in the description. All right, if you look at the market here, it's red across the board. Bitcoin is at $56,525, Ethereum back down to over $4,100, Solana at $218, Cardano at $1.78, XRP at $1.04. So pullback. Why? Well, if you've been subscribed to this channel, what have I been talking about on the Bitcoin weekly chart? People didn't want to believe me. They were like, "Oh, Tony, blah blah blah. You're a bear." I'm bullish. I believe we are in a bull market. I believe new all-time highs are coming, but I understand market cycles, and that is what I try to teach here and show people. Nothing goes up in a straight line, and you have to expect after a significant amount of pump and green candles, there's going to be a pullback and a retest of support levels, right? You don't even have to be some superb technical analyst who knows every model and everything. You just have to understand simple principles of market psychology, which plays out based on human psychology. So here, I remember I called this pullback, then a pump, and here's the pullback. We'll build support levels here, and then we'll move up to new all-time highs, which I think Bitcoin can pump to $80,000 in the coming weeks. We'll see when that specifically happens because no one knows the future. But we're still on track, guys. We're still on track. This is the micro. Let's talk about the macro. It's plan B. This man is calling for $98,000 at the end of November and $135,000 by the end of December. Now, as always, I keep it real with you guys. Is this highly probable? No. Is it realistic? Potentially, because here's why. You could get some massive news, some central bank buying Bitcoin or Apple putting Bitcoin in their balance sheet, something like that could really pump the market. But once again, low probability. Given the timeline, we are at November 22nd, guys. There's not much time left, but we'll see what happens. Plan B was correct. August, September, into October as well. Will he be right at the end of November? It's not looking great, but let's see. This is why we have to wait and see. But I do believe all-time highs are coming. Will it be 98,000 at the end of November? We don't know. Maybe it stops at 75 or it goes to 75 by the end of November. And then into December is when we see the additional highs. We'll see what happens, guys. It is a patience game at this point. Macro level, though, well, check this chart out from TechDev. He said, update on the two paths Bitcoin has been tracking. 2017 Bitcoin since June, not yet deviated. So our current cycle has not deviated from Bitcoin's move from June onto the end of the year in 2017. But what's so interesting, guys, 1970s gold since October 2020, last time it deviated to this extent, it caught up within 2 weeks watching this. What's so eerie is that Bitcoin's move is just like 1970s gold market. It is, I mean, you know, and it could be like self-fulfilling prophecy because we're all looking at this and we're all holding and buying at this certain time. So is the algorithms and the big time traders. But it is eerie how this thing is moving so closely. So if we were to follow that gold fractal and that movement, Bitcoin could be over $250,000 come, you know, Q1 here of 2022. You know, if it follows 2017 here, it will be at 160, 150,000 by December. We'll see what happens. I'm hoping it does, but I also keep it real with you guys that is it a high probability? No. Is there a probability of it happening? Of course. So it's odds. We're playing odds here, just like gambling, right? It is a bit of gambling. Now we are using data and metrics and historical patterns. So it's not like going into a casino and just playing blackjack or unless you know how to card count, but or putting on a red or putting on a black, right? It's not to that level of risk, but there is risk here. This is a bit of a gamble. So just giving you guys the view, the perspective of both sides of the token. And that's how you have to look at it as an investor. You can't be too bearish. You can't be too bullish. You got to be in the middle and look at both scenarios, both respective thesis, if you want to call it that, and then make your conclusions and judgments and what you're going to do. If you are selling at certain price points, if you think, hey, we're not going to get there, so let me start taking profits at this price, and so on and so forth. All right, let's jump into some other news. And here's just a friendly reminder, guys. I've shared this chart on Twitter. It shows the flow of capital in the crypto market, how it has happened historically. Now, this may change over time, but typically the money flows into Bitcoin first. We've seen Bitcoin pump, and then the capital starts flowing into altcoins. And it's based on different levels of altcoins, like large caps and small caps, mid caps, and so forth. So take a look at this. It is very helpful because it helps you to understand what to expect. Because some people may say, well, why isn't this altcoin pumping? And some people say, why isn't XRP pumping? Why this? It's like, well, has Bitcoin pumped yet? Right? Has Bitcoin got pumped and gotten to an oversold standpoint, and then an alt season starts? So a lot of people who are new to the market may not understand this concept, but it is a lot of the speculative flow of capital that Bitcoin gets to an overbought sentiment. So nobody's not going to keep investing in it. It cools down, then the capital flows to altcoins. So hope that makes sense. All right, check this out, guys. Latin America's largest company to allow customers to buy Bitcoin in Brazil via app. So this is Mercado Libre. And I saw Max Kaiser tweeted about this, and he said, Amazon, your move, right? Because it's the equivalent of Amazon, guys. This is very, very bullish. We're just seeing adoption worldwide. Here's another big time bullish news. We're seeing a lot of sports players taking their salaries in Bitcoin. And Odell Beckham Jr., who's an NFL player, has teamed up with Cash App and will be taking 100% of his new NFL contract in Bitcoin. So we're seeing adoption on all fronts, guys. This is so important. And remember, Odell Beckham Jr. has visibility to all NFL fans and people who are fans of him as a player. So they're seeing all of this, and he's going to, promote it. So very bullish what's happening. And these are things we talked about for years on this channel of mass marketing, mass adoption, and it's going to, flow into all aspects of society. And we're seeing it unfold right before our eyes. Here, you even have government officials who are capitulating and taking crypto in as far as donations and so forth. So Alabama Senate candidate latest to accept Bitcoin for donations. This is awesome, guys. This is what we want. This is how adoption happens. And here, crypto is no fad. Australia risks losing out economic opportunities if the government and regulators don't embrace it. This is from Australia's Minister of Financial Services. So just global adoption on the celebrity, the sports, the government front, influencer front, guys. It's happening everywhere. This should make you so happy because price is going to follow all of these things. This is why patience is so important in understanding the market cycles. Here's one of the biggest news of the day, guys. Biden chooses Jerome Powell for a second term as U.S. Federal Reserve Chairman. He is he is nominating Lal Brainard as vice chair of the board. Guys, Powell is the man that was printing all this money, obviously through the whole pandemic relief and so forth. Now, if they weren't doing quantitative easing going back, since 2018, maybe the money printing they did last year wouldn't be as bad, but they can't help themselves. The system we live in is a debt-based system. Once they took it off of the gold standard, it became that debt-based system. They have to keep printing. You have to keep printing to keep the economy going, because that's what they have plugged into the economy, and that's how it runs now. Now, remember, when they started doing this, what happened? Paul Tudor Jones came out and said, I'm putting my money in Bitcoin. Then all the other billionaire hedge funds followed him. Stan Druckenmiller, Bill Miller, Ray Dalio. And then we saw Michael Saylor jumped in, and a plethora of other people, right? And companies and so forth. So they're going to continue the status quo. This is not good for the future of fiat, but that's why we have this alternative. We have a way out with cryptocurrency. And you and I, who are here early, who understand this, can hedge our bets and put our money in assets instead of the fiat currency that's being depleted by inflation. So bullish news once again, but I want to be cognizant of people listening. I'm not for inflation. I know as a person, I can't stop it. The government's in control here, right? But I can at least protect myself and my family and my earnings and savings and put it into something that grows in value. So that's the takeaway here. All right. You want some more bullish news? Check this out. Citibank plans to hire 100 staffers for beefed up crypto division. The bank has also named Puneet Singhvi, if I'm saying that right, as the head of digital assets for its institutional clients group starting December 1st. Put your business thinking cap on here, right? Why would you go out and hire 100 people? They're expecting high demand. They know what's coming. And you're going to see a lot of other companies do this, and a lot of banks. They're going to build their crypto divisions. You need bodies, you need people to provide the service, right? To your clients, your existing clients, and the new clients that are coming in. And obviously, a lot of the clients that they want to target is not really retail, but institutions where the money is. So global banking powerhouse Citi is hiring 100 people to beef up its blockchain and digital assets division, according to a person familiar with the bank's plans. Citi has also made Puneet Singhvi head of digital assets for the institutional clients group at Citi as of December 1st, according to a company memo shared with CoinDesk. Singhvi was most recently head of blockchain and digital assets for Citi's global markets team. Singhvi will report to Emily Turner, head of business development for the institutional clients group at Citi. Shobit, if I'm saying that right, Mayani and Vincent Viswanathan, my bad if I butchered these names, will be co-heads of blockchain and digital assets for global markets. Here's a quote. We are focused on assessing the needs of our clients in the digital asset space, said Citi in an emailed statement. Prior to offering any products or services, we are studying these markets. Of course they are. You better get on board, you better innovate or you die, as well as the evolving regulatory landscape and associated risks in order to meet our own regulatory frameworks and supervisory expectations. Bullish news, my friends, and this is not going to be the last of what you hear from Citi and other banks and stock exchanges. They're going to be building out their crypto divisions, guys. I think we all know what's coming. All right, this news is pretty big, and I'm kind of in anticipation to see who the names are of the CEOs that's going to be participating. So Ron Hammond, who works for the Blockchain Association, which is doing a lot of lobbying and advocacy work in DC to help get regulators and politicians on board with crypto. He tweeted, "This week in Congress in crypto, it's official. And on December 8th, several crypto CEOs will testify in front of the House Financial Services Committee. This is a big hearing, and it will cover a variety of topics, a quick thread of the kind of questions we are getting here in DC. So we'll see which crypto CEOs. I'm certainly thinking Brian Armstrong for sure of Coinbase. You'll probably see maybe Kraken CEO, Jeremy Allaire of Circle. I'm hoping Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse shows up. That would be pretty cool. I think if everybody shows up, and the more people, the better, and the more big names, the better, because we need to get Congress to take action to stop guys like Gary Gensler. So Ron continues. He says, as a caveat, these points of concern are coming from both sides of the aisle. Some are based on a misunderstanding of the issue, while others are fact-based. This is meant to give a baseline understanding of what we are experiencing on the ground in DC, not say who is right/wrong. First, stablecoins. This has become or has been the dominant crypto policy issue for the past few months. The PWG report highlighted many concerns regarding stablecoin issuers. The Hill is currently grappling with the following. Are they bank deposits or not? And will they cause a bank run? Second is DeFi. Notice how many detractors of DeFi always lead with so-called decentralized finance. The sector itself is very complex, and everyone on the Hill is trying to get a better understanding of the issue. Detractors, though, are raising the alarm in DC that DeFi is a concern. Third, let me pull it up here. Okay. Third is Twitter, and unfortunately, this is rising in prominence in our meetings. DC has learned that the best way to understand crypto is to go to Twitter. However, many things C-suite execs and influencers say on Twitter are viewed as vitriolic or condescending to DC audiences. Well, look, if they would get their act together and slow guys like Gensler down, I think they will see less condescending and responses. And then you have idiots like I was the guy out of Arkansas who was the one who blocked the amendment to the infrastructure bill to remove the crypto regulations, and he was like, well, I didn't get my bill passed, so that's why I did it. And it's like, really, dude, you're going to slow down the innovation for the future? You're on your way out, literally his last term, and this is what you're going to do? And they're like, oh, you were getting vitriol and condescending comments. Yeah, of course you are. People are upset. You're supposed to represent us. You're supposed to do your due diligence to learn about this, but you're acting like idiots. Not all of them, of course. We have some great members of Congress, like Congressman Tom Emmer, Darren Soto, Warren Davidson, many of these folks who are doing the right thing. Fourth is climate. This is a major policy priority for the administration, but both sides of the aisle have expressed concern about the stories in the media they read about Bitcoin's climate impact. Headlines matter, and even those in DC new to crypto are keenly aware of this issue. Fifth is use cases. Oh, Twitter keeps freaking out on me here. Okay. Fifth is use cases, simply saying this helps the unbanked without providing real fully functional examples does more harm than good. A recent trend, though, is policymakers asking how this helps their constituents rather than other countries. Focus your arguments on helping the US. So then he goes on, talking about gas fees. And he says here, sixth is gas fees. This issue is growing as detractors point to the high fluctuation in prices. Typically, those arguments are focused on the lack of transparency to consumers and the ability of wealthier individuals to skip the line. DC is still learning about but the critics are alarmed. He says, don't get me, and this is Ron, by the way, he says, don't get me wrong. There are a lot of champions for crypto in DC, but if we are hoping to appeal to a broader audience, then it is important to see what detractors and those on the fence are asking. This hearing will be a full committee hearing, so expect a wide range of expertise. So brought up some great points, like we have to address these points, but I'm glad this is happening, guys. Think about it. You got the CEOs of these companies are going to come in and they can really speak to what they're working on and what they're doing versus secondhand information, right? You're hearing directly from the horse's mouth. So this is good. This is good. I'm like I said, I'm in anticipation of who the CEOs will be, and I'm sure we'll get that information soon enough. So December 8th, we'll definitely have to live stream that or recap it for you guys, depending on the timing and so forth. All right, check this out. Crypto lender Celsius increases Bitcoin mining investment to $500 million. Bitcoin mining is booming in the United States and around the world. And obviously, Celsius is run by Alex Mashinsky, who I've interviewed maybe about 3 times on the channel. But they are investing in Bitcoin mining. So in an interview with The Block on Monday, Celsius CEO Alex Mashinsky said that the investment was made to expand its proprietary Bitcoin mining hash rate and power capacity in North America. Here's a quote: "These are commitments for this year and next year. So we will be adding mining capacity all the time until the next year," he said. He noted that the firm will break down the expected hash rate growth over the coming months. So bullish, guys. We're just seeing a lot of money coming in, millions of dollars into Bitcoin mining. I've interviewed some Bitcoin miners on my show. They're not selling their Bitcoin. I've said it 100 times. That is so bullish. They could be selling right now and making a lot of money, but they're not because they're holding for higher prices. All right, check this out. Nike wants to build their own metaverse. Everybody's building their metaverse. So Nike intends to sell you digital products in the metaverse, and you will buy them because Nike knows how to make you want them. Okay, whatever. That's like advertising talk. But anyway, like my point is that you were just seeing adoption on all fronts, guys. All these major brands, they're going to be involved in metaverse, NFTs, crypto. It's happening. It's going mainstream. This news is from early last week, but since I didn't get to make a video to cover it, El Salvador, they're making a big bet here, guys, similar to what Michael Saylor's been doing. So El Salvador government strikes a deal with Bitfinex Blockstream to issue a $1 billion Bitcoin bond. The country is set to issue so-called Bitcoin bonds to accelerate hyper-Bitcoinization and bring about a new financial system on top of Bitcoin, according to Blockstream. El Salvador could issue $1 billion worth of Bitcoin bonds via Blockstream's Liquid network. The proceeds of the bond issuance could support the development of volcano-powered Bitcoin mining. Here's a quote: this bond offering is something we think will be attractive to a wide range of investors, ranging from cryptocurrency investors, investors seeking yield, hodlers, and ordinary people. Wow, guys, this is a big bet by President Bukele, very bullish, but also very risky, right? I've said it many times about Michael Saylor. He's the biggest Bitcoin bull ever. If this thing turns out correct, which I think it has a higher probability of turning out well for both of them, they will go down as legends in the history books. If this fails, good Lord, God help them, right? Because it will be disastrous. But like I said, I am bullish on the future. I do believe Bitcoin's here to stay as digital gold. We're seeing adoption, but there's no 100% certainty with anything. There comes risk. There's a level of risk here, but I do believe there's a higher probability of this doing well and working out for them than it failing. So keep it real with you guys. You got to look at both sides of the token, right? I'm not some Bitcoin maximalist and be like, yeah, this is never going to fail. This is awesome. Bukele is a god and worship. I don't do that nonsense. I'm here to make money. I'm looking at how these guys are, the moves they're making. What are the risks? What are the benefits, the pros, the cons, so forth. So I hope it works out for them, and they use the money wisely to help the people in El Salvador. That's the important part. Obviously, so far, they've been doing good. They've airdropped free Bitcoin to the people in El Salvador. They're benefiting from this. They're able to move money faster because of Lightning Network and bypass Western Union. So there's some good things happening here, but this is a very big bet that has some risk with it, and I hope it works out well for them. Now, you guys know I hold Algorand in my portfolio. I've interviewed folks from Algorand on my channel. And in fact, I think pretty soon they're going to be an official sponsor of this channel. So this is not financial investment advice. I don't want you to go buy Algorand because I hold it or because they're going to sponsor the channel. But rather, I've been looking at the facts, and from my interviews, people are building their CBDCs on Algorand, and they're going to do some upgrades coming up in Q1 of 2022 to improve transaction speeds. So there's a lot of building and good things happening. Here's an example. Algorand project raises $3.6 million to make cross-chain DeFi friendly for big investors. C3 will operate a cross-chain clearing engine in the same way prime brokers act as a hub for collateral management in traditional finance. Big use case. In addition, look at this. Anthony Scaramucci over the weekend, who I've interviewed on channel, he said, don't sell your algo. Now, I'll give you the details. the Mooch has put $100 million to build out the DeFi ecosystem for Algorand. So has Michael Arrington. And when I told you guys why I've taken a larger position in Algorand, those two guys and their investments is what turned me more bullish into Algorand. And obviously because the great thing about it, it's a proof of stake token. I bought it and I'm holding, I'm earning off of it. So there's benefits. Even if the price doesn't appreciate right away or like within a timely manner, it doesn't matter. I'm earning passive income on that, right? And given the building that's happening like this, I think big things are ahead for Algorand. Once again, not financial or investment advice. Do your research, know what you're getting into. But let me give you some more details. So C3's ambitious plan to allow decentralized finance liquidity to flow across blockchains was also backed by Golden Tree Asset Management, Cumberland, Parify Capital, Mechanism Capital, Borderless Capital, Node Capital, and Digital Currency Group. Obviously, Barry Silbert and Grayscale there. Cryptocurrency trading grew. Well, let me skip this actually. Okay. It kind of goes into some other boring stuff, which you guys don't need to know, but you can read it up yourself, of course. But money's coming in. Building on Algorand, CBDCs, DeFi, dApps, a lot of great stuff. This is why I hold it. So want to make sure you guys know about this news. So let me know what you guys think about this. Like I said, the big news, Powell, he's going to be printing more money, which means more capital flowing into the crypto market. Citibank hiring 100 staffers, which you read between the lines here why they're doing that. And obviously we got this December 8th meeting, Congress and crypto, guys. We'll see which CEOs show up. I hope the crypto industry, these people here make a big move. We need to flex our muscles. We need to show all the big faces. Like I said, Brad Garlinghouse, Brian Armstrong, and Charles Hoskinson, whoever, everybody has to come out. They need to do a big showing. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think. Leave your thoughts and comments below. Hit the thumbs up button, share this video, and I'll talk to you all later.